Hey you guys, so I'm excited just as you guys are to see a start of tutorials that I'm going to be putting together for the new Jaclyn and Morphe Hill palette. I actually asked you guys on Twitter and Snapchat your guys' thoughts on if you guys wanted to have a review or if you guys wanted me to jump right into tutorials, and I got so many of you guys saying that you guys wanted tutorials, which I agree because I was going to do a review for you guys, but by the time that I received it and the time that I'm putting it up now, there's going to be a bunch of reviews already out there for you guys to watch and get your guys' opinions set on this palette. I know so many of you guys got this palette, and so many of you guys asked me if I was going to do a look with this palette, and of course I am. So I figured with that being said, I was actually going to do quite a few tutorials using this palette. If you guys want to jump straight into the tutorial, I'm going to have the time mark right here. Go ahead and speed right through it. For those of you guys who wanted a quick review, I'm going to do just a really quick review on it and let you guys know my thoughts so far as playing with it from the time that I've spent with it. So the price point for me was just a little bit of a turnoff because I love Jaclyn, don't get me wrong. I've loved her for so long, but I'm like, that's kind of high, don't you think? Like, let's be honest. Come on, like, really? But, I mean, you know what? It is what it is. It's her palette. That's what she wanted to price it at, so whatever. I still was going to buy it anyways. As far as the colors go, I have heard nothing but really good reviews when it came to the color payoff on this palette. So I was already expecting myself to have really high hopes for this palette as far as the color payoff, intensity, and being able to work with very easily. With that being said, I was really impressed, and you guys will see in the video on how easy it was for me to work with this palette. Just for an example, this color right here, even though in the pan it's kind of one of the lighter shades in this color spectrum, I did realize that working with that color right there, even though it looks light, and for my skin tone, that's kind of like a nice transition color, it actually created some really good depth into my crease areas. So that there really impressed me with the palette, which already showed me that a lot of the colors that I did get to play around with thereafter were very intense. They were really easy to work with. I didn't find any blotchiness with the colors. I actually was really surprised on how well everything blended and meshed together. There wasn't any sort of issues with any of the colors. I did try to use my fingers, but I try to stick with brushes because in reality, I hate using my fingers. I hate having to work with my fingers. That's just something that I personally don't like. So I did try just using like a synthetic brush for the shimmer shadows, and I had no issues with it at all. So anyways, besides that, we are going to jump into this tutorial. If you guys want to see other colors being brought into some of the future tutorials I'm going to throw out for this palette, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know your guys' thoughts down below. If you guys want to subscribe before you guys exit, please do so. Make sure to hit that red button down below, and let's get rolling.
Hey you guys, so we are going to start off with our eyes. We're going to begin by priming our eyes. I'm just using the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I'm going to put that all over my lids using this e.l.f. Concealer brush. Then I'm going to go in and just add some translucent powder to set everything before we start working with the palette. So we are going to be using the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. Of course, that is why you guys are here. So keep in mind, my palette did not come with a pamphlet on what the shade names are. So I'm going to show you guys the shades that I'm going to be using, but I will have all the details listed below. I know, I'm sorry, but I was kind of bummed too. I looked all over my little, like, inside my carton and everything. Mine did not come with a shade name, so I have to go online and look for all the colors and see what they're called. So I'm just going to start off, and I'm going to apply this color all over my crease area. Can you guys see the color on this? I mean, come on. I was like just swatching colors in between, and I could not believe how incredibly pigmented these shadows were. Next color I'm going to go in with is with this deep red shadow, and I'm going to apply it right in the crease area. This here is just to show you guys my second time going through this with applying color. I could not believe the intensity and pigmentation in this palette, and you guys can just see it here. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I started to apply this purple shadow with my finger, and then I just kind of got a little lazy, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use a synthetic brush. So I did apply a wet synthetic brush and started applying the shadow with it, which applied a little bit better than my finger, I felt like. So that is what you see me here. I'm basically applying that purple shadow all over my lid. Then I'm going to go in with a crease brush, the same crease brush I used for that deep red shadow, and I'm going to start blending it out. You're just basically going to do this as apply the shadow, the purple shadow, blend it out, and then keep going. And you guys can see I'm doing that here with my other eye as well. So for lashes, we're gonna go in with the Pure Cosmetics lashes. These are in the these are in the style called FLIRT, and then we're just gonna take that lighter shade and apply it to our brow bone. So beautiful, you guys. I could not believe it. I was like, ooh la la, so nice. So then we're gonna go in with this orange shade, and let me tell you, you guys can see my face. I'm like, oh my goodness, I did not realize that this orange shade was gonna be as deep as I expected. So at first I was a little nervous because I was like, I don't know if this is gonna look good, but it ended up working out pretty well. I ended up going in with a black liner in my waterline and then drug it down into my lower lash line, and then with the black shadow, I'm just gonna go in and I'm really just going to start smoking it out on the lower lash line. I feel like this look would look great if you used a black liner, a brown liner, or a white liner, so either ones will work. We're going to move into the face, and I'm going to go in and prime my face using the HYDRABLUR by DERMALOGICA, and I'm just going to put that right in my T-zone area, and then using the SMASHBOX, I go all over my face. For my foundation, I'm going in with Makeup Forever and L'Oreal, and I'm just using this setting spray because my brush was a little bit stiff, and so I like to use some sort of a setting spray to kind of loosen up all the buildup on it, and then it works really well. So that is what I'm doing now, and I'm just buffing it out with this brush. This is a Morphe gunmetal brush, I believe. I absolutely love this brush. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, then you guys probably know I mentioned this before. This brush is incredible. I love it so much. Then for underneath my eyes to highlight with, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fitme Concealer, and I think it's just called Light. I'm going to apply that underneath my eye area, and then again with another Morphe brush, I'm going to go in and just stipple it all out. I'm trying to use up my brushes instead of just always going towards using just my beauty blender. Not that I'm trying to get away from it. I love that thing, but I'm trying to find other brushes out there. So for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the Pure Cosmetics powder, and I'm just going to apply it with this Real Techniques powder brush. So then I'm going to go back into the eyes, and I'm just going to go into the inner corners, and I'm going to be using this eye polish. This one is in satin, and it's by Pure Cosmetics, and I'm just going to apply it on the inner corner as a base for the inner corner shadow that we're going to use. That way it pops that much more, and I just find it looks really, really pretty on the eye. So I'm going to apply this second color that we have in the Jaclyn Hill palette right on top of it, and you guys can just see just how much more intensity it is. For blush, I'm going to go in with this blush palette by Morphe brushes, and then once I get done doing that, I am going to set the rest of my face. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go in with the Artist Couture highlight. We actually received this in our BoxyCharm this past month. If you guys got BoxyCharm, you guys know this month's box was so bomb. So definitely do check that video out. I'll have it linked down below. To finish off, I'm just going to go in with this OFRA lip liner. And then once I get done doing that, I am going to go in with this YSL lipstick. It's this really pretty pink lipstick with a little bit of coral to it, and it actually comes off a lot lighter. I thought it was going to be more intense, but it's more of like a sheer lipstick. And then to top it off, I'm going to go in with this Kevyn Aucoin lip. It is a Molted lip gloss in rose gold. So that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look that I created. Please let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Make sure to subscribe before you guys leave, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.